ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So it's a nice document that's available online, Kartik month. So let's see the glories of Kartik month. Glories of the month Kartik have been described in all of the Puranas, and they have been collected in this book called as the Bhakti Vilasa, Hari Bhakti Vilasa. So we will go through some of them because there are so many glories. Kartik month is considered to be the best of the months because it is very dear to Radharani, and Radharani is very dear to Krishna. तस्माद् व्रतत्रयं हि एतान् मम तीव प्रियंकरं माघ कार्तिकयोस्तदा वत्ततै वैकादश एकादशी व्रतं वनस्पतीनां तुलसी मासानां कार्तिका प्रियः एकादशी तिथीनां च क्षेत्राणां द्वारका मम एते सं सेवनं यस्तु करोति च जितेन्द्रियः समे वल्लभतं यति न तथा यजनधिभिः यज्ञादिभिः. I think there's some spelling mistakes here. Yeah, so what it basically means is among all the plants, Tulsi is the best, is a dear to Krishna, and among the months, Kartik is dear to Krishna, and among all the places of pilgrimage, Dwarka is very dear to him, and among all the days, Ekadashi. This is from Padma Purana. Like that, there are many verses like that which says, just like how Satya Yuga is the best of the yugas, and then Vedas are best of the scriptures, Ganga is best of the rivers, therefore Kartik is the best of the months, and it's very dear to Krishna. So since this is very dear to Krishna, what is it that we should do? Okay, it's written here, Damodar Ashtakam Nama Stotram Damodar Archanam Nityam Damodar Akarshi Patet Satyavrata Uditam. So we are supposed to be reciting Damodara Arti. It is given here, Damodara Ashtakam Nama Stotram. It's said in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa, we have to recite the Damodara Ashtaka. That is the 8 prayers of the Lord Damodara, which we will sing towards the end, which pleases Lord Damodara, which is written by the sage Satyavrata. Yeah. So it is said that Srimati Radharani is the holy month of Kartik, which precedes Margashirsha, which is the month of Krishna. So Radharani is also known as Kartika Devata or Kartika Devi. Okay, that's why this is very important. So another interesting thing is it's also called as Urja Vrata. This is very famous in the Vrindavan. So Vrindavan comes completely becomes very bustling with activity during Kartik because a lot of devotees come and a lot of worship etc. happens in the Kartik month. A lot of people do something called as Urja Vrata. Okay, so one day a devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, what is this Urja Vrata? We would like to perform this Urja Vrata. So Srila Prabhupada said, stop eating, stop sleeping and chant Hare Krishna. That is Urja Vrata. Then he said, I don't think I'll be able to do it. Then Prabhupada said, yes, so just do your regular things, chant 16 rounds, okay, and be Krishna conscious. That is only your Urja Vrata, right? So Urja Vrata we may not be able to perform, so the essence is we should be able to remember Krishna all the time. Okay, so chant your rounds, if you can do some devotional service, something extra, let's try to do. And the way it's described in the Shastras we may not be able to do, right? So but we can always take a tiny step and do something little better, right? Okay, so that's about the glories of Kartik, dear devotees. So let us start today's chapter, that is chapter number 7. So what was the topic that we were discussing last time? Anybody recollects? What's the last topic that we touched? We were discussing chapter number 7, and then what was the topic? It was about the demigod worship, right? It was about the demigod worship, yeah.
Yes. That's true.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so finally, what are the three differences that you remember? What's the difference between demigod worship and worship of Krishna? Three differences. Who can recollect one of them? Who can recollect two of them? And who can recollect three of them?
Those who surrender to Krishna.
The those who worship demigods, the fruits are limited and temporary.
Okay, the fruits are limited. Those who worship the demigods, the fruits of worship of demigods are temporary and limited. That's difference number one. What are the two more differences?
Men are of small intelligence.
Yeah, those who worship the demigods are they do not have much intelligence. Okay, the versus those who worship Krishna, they're very intelligent as per Krishna. They're Mahatma.
They reach the higher planets, but of the lower strata. Those who worship Lord Krishna, they reach the highest, like Gokula planets of Lord
Yeah,
Krishna.
they go to the highest, ultimately reach supreme planet of Krishna. So yeah, three differences. First difference, Krishna is saying those who worship Krishna are considered to be Sumedhasaha or Buddha or very intelligent, and those who do not worship Krishna, worship demigods, are considered to be less intelligent. Why? Because the worship of Krishna is unlimited, the fruits are unlimited, and it gives us unlimited results of going back to home, back to Godhead. Whereas the worship of demigods, for the same austerity, it gives only temporary and limited results. And the third difference is that those who worship Krishna go back to home, back to Godhead. They reach the ultimate supreme planet of Krishna, Golok Vrindavan. But those who worship the demigods, they go to the planet of demigods. Okay, this is clear. So let's go to the next one. So today we will see Krishna is going to talk about more people, like 24. I think we might have covered this, but we'll repeat this once more. Okay, any devotee would like to read this?
May I?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead, Mataji.
No, go ahead, Sonia Mataji. Please read. I'll read the next.
Okay. Avyaktam vyaktimaapannam manyate mama buddhayah param bhavamajananto mam mamavyaya manuttamam. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Shall I read the
Yes,
sentence?
please. Translation.
Translate.
Yeah, translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. Hare Krishna. Thank you
Thank you.
for the
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Let's go through the verse quickly. Avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante mam abuddhayah parambhavam ajananto mamavyayam anuttamam. In simple plain verse, Krishna is saying that the theory that there was nothing, I mean there was just nothing, there was just empty space, there was impersonal supreme truth, and from that impersonal came the person. That theory is simply refuted here by Krishna, and not only refuting it, Krishna is saying if anybody says that, he is a very unintelligent person because he doesn't know about me. Okay, so let's go through this. So what happens is the Mayavadis, the impersonalists, they have got a theory that the supreme absolute truth is nirguna, and from that nirguna Brahman, Saguna Brahman has come, and that Saguna Brahman is Krishna. That is their theory. But from our understanding of the Bhagavad Gita and Vaishnava literatures and Prabhupada and all of these Acharyas' explanation, Krishna is Nirguna already. It's not that Krishna has become Saguna from Nirguna. He's already Nirguna. He doesn't have any material qualities. And that does not mean that he has no form. Okay. When the scriptures say Nirguna, Nirakara, doesn't mean no form. Okay. It is like this. Let us say, casually somebody says, right, my son is such a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He doesn't have any habits, right? It's a normal statement to say, right? He doesn't have any habits. So what does that mean? Does it mean that he has got no habits at all? Is it that? Is that the literal meaning? What's the exact meaning of that?
That means Prabhuji, his son does not have any bad habits. He's
Yeah.
a well-mannered boy.
Yeah, he's a mannered boy. That's what it basically means. It means that he doesn't have any bad habits, but he has got all the good habits that are needed. That's what it basically means. So when you say Nirguna, when the Vedas say the supreme truth, supreme absolute truth is Nirguna, it just means that all the best of the gunas are present in the Supreme Lord, and just that the material gunas or the material modes of material nature are not present in him. That's it. So, but then the impersonalists take it to an extreme argument, trying to finally prove that supreme absolute truth is there is something beyond Krishna, okay, that is which is void and which is blank, which does not change, which is just like that, and Krishna is coming out of that. They try to bring up that theory, trying to say that from Nirguna came Saguna, from Nirakara came Sakara, like that. But it's very clearly Krishna is saying here that such people who try to say that they are, here, let's see the verse. He says, Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam, means Avyaktam means non-manifested, Vyaktim means manifested. Manyante Abuddhayaha. If anybody says that Krishna was originally formless, but now he has taken a form, see, he has taken this form, he can take another form. He'll take a form based on his wish. If you say like that, Krishna is an abuddhaya, means less intelligent. Why less intelligent? Param bhavam ajananto mamavyayam anuttamam. Because they do not understand the param bhava of Krishna. That is the higher truth about Krishna is something that they don't understand. That's why they are saying this. Okay. And we went through this verse last class also. This is by Yamunacharya, a great devotee in the disciplic succession of Ramanujacharya. He is actually preceptor of Ramanujacharya. So which basically says that even though there may be some people who are non-devotees who may be expert in Vedanta and Upanishads and other Vedic literatures, they can never understand who is Krishna, because they are in mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Okay, it says here, you see this, it says Naivasura Prakrutyaha Prabhavanti Bodhum. That means those non-devotees who are not devotees of Krishna, they may be experts, but they are more or less like demons, okay, because they are just in a mode of passion and ignorance. So their study of the Vedanta and Upanishads is more or less useless. Okay, so it's like that. Okay, so in this regard, I'll just tell you one story, interesting story. So one day what happened was Ramanujacharya's next disciplic successor, right? So he was Parashara Bhatta. Okay, and when he was in Srirangam, there was a great Vedic scholar who had come, but he was an impersonalist, he was a Mayavar. And this impersonalist had come, and everybody were praising him because he was such a big scholar in Sanskrit, and he had written so many books, and he was very scholarly in talking about Vedanta, etc., etc. But this Parashara Bhatta was not very much paying attention to him. So his disciples asked him, Guru Maharaj, why you are not paying attention to this great scholar? He is so expert in Vedanta. Then he said he is an expert in Vedanta, but he is not a devotee. There's no use of such Vedanta. I'll show you practically. See. Then he calls that scholar, and in front of the Lord deity, okay, that Lord Narayana, he asks, Paratattva Nava Kim? He says Paratattva Namakam means, can you please tell what is the absolute truth? Who is the absolute truth? What is the name of the absolute truth? And then to which this impersonalist Vedantic scholar responds saying that it is difficult. This is a very complex question. I cannot answer that in one word. Paratattva Namakim. I cannot tell you who is the absolute truth in one word. It's a big lecture and it's a big thesis, PhD thesis. There is so much behind. Like that he says. And then after some time, there is a very illiterate devotee who every day comes. He's not a Vedantic scholar, he's illiterate. And then he asks the same question in simple language that, who is the absolute truth? Then this illiterate devotee becomes angry for asking that question. That, you are standing in front of the Lord Narayana's deity and you are asking who is the Supreme Lord. You should be feeling shameful for asking that question. He says that. Then Parachara Bhatta looks at his disciples and says, see, this is the difference, okay? Because, this devotee, he's an illiterate, he doesn't know Vedanta, nothing, but he understands who is the absolute truth. But whereas this impersonalist, when I asked him what is the absolute truth, he's struggling so much, right? So that's the point. So finally, the point is the conclusion that Krishna was impersonal before and then he became personal later is an unintelligent conclusion as per Bhagavad Gita. That is the point. And there's also a very nice verse here which says, Athapi deva padambujadvayam prasada leshanu grahita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya ekopi chiram vichinvan. Anybody would like to read this translation once? Yeah, please read the translation. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of your mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So what do we understand? To understand about Krishna, what is it that is required? Is it the study of Vedas for many years? Is that the qualification or something else? What is the qualification that is required to understand Krishna as per this verse?
Complete surrender and faith on Lord Krishna, which comes by the mercy of Krishna.
Mercy of Krishna. It's a slight trace of mercy of the lotus feet of Krishna. By the mercy of Krishna only we can understand Krishna. Right? Even the Upanishads say that it's not by any kind of scholarly attempts that we can understand the absolute truth, but it is by the mercy of the absolute truth that we can understand it. So we can understand Krishna only by his mercy, not by study of the Vedas or any kind of scholarship. Okay, so that's why Prabhupada is writing here that when somebody is engaged in Krishna consciousness, beginning by chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The non-devotee impersonalists think that Krishna has a body made of this material nature and all his activities, his form and everything are Maya. Actually, see, this is such an offensive behavior, is it not? Offensive thought, is it not? See, Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. He is completely knowledge, eternity and bliss. And Krishna himself is declaring in Bhagavad Gita. But the impersonalists who are non-devotees, they try to prove that Krishna's body is Maya. Krishna is made up of Maya. And Krishna, remember his names, everything is just Maya. That he is Maya. Like that. That's why they're called Mayavadis. This is a very wrong attitude, is it not? The right attitude is that we should be subordinate to the Supreme Lord. We should not try to prove that the Supreme Lord itself is Maya, right? That is a problem. Okay, so that's what is happening here, right? Yeah, and then there are some Upanishad verses which are quoted here by Srila Prabhupada saying, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma, that he is the reservoir of unlimited auspicious qualities. Ananta Kalyana Gunatmako Sau, Vishnu Purana. He has got Ananta Kalyana Guna. He has got unlimited Kalyana Guna, right? In the beginning of Ramayana, Valmiki meets Narada right? In the Valmiki Ramayana, the first chapter is Valmiki asks to his spiritual master, Narada, do you know anybody who has got these qualities? He tells about 16 transcendental qualities. He says, these qualities. Do you know anybody who has got these qualities? Narada says, yes, there is a personality who has all of this quality. Not only this, he has got many more qualities. Let me tell you what all qualities he has got. He is Lord Ramachandra, right? So like that, it's not that Lord is devoid of qualities. In fact, all the good qualities come from Lord. This is something that we have to understand. That we should not make God without qualities. Such that kind of thought process is wrong. Okay, let's go to the next verse. Verse number 25. Yeah, please go ahead. Who wants to read this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, please go ahead.
Naham prakashah sarvasya yogamaya samavritah mudoyam nabhijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. Translation by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada teacher. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So now the question may arise that is Krishna manifest to everybody? And why is Krishna not manifesting himself to everybody? And was Krishna manifest? I mean, Krishna was present, right, 5,000 years ago. And did Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra recognize? Yes or no?
No, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji.
Krishna was right in front of them, right? Did Kamsa, Shishupala recognize Krishna?
No.
No, they could not recognize Krishna. So he was visible to everybody. He was present on the earth, but he is not manifest to them. Because this is the reason why. He is saying this very clearly. Naham prakasha sarvasya means na aham means nor aham I. Prakasha manifest sarvasya to everyone. Yogamaya samavritaha. By internal potency, I am covered. Mudhoyam nabhijanati. Foolish these not can understand. Loko mam ajam avyayam. That means foolish people, for foolish people, Krishna covers them. What happens is like for people like Duryodhana, like Kamsa, Shishupala, Krishna confirms this and he says, whatever their understanding is, Krishna says, yeah, you think like that only because you're a fool. Like that. So for the foolish people, unintelligent people, Krishna covers their mind by the internal potency called Yoga Maya. And they can never understand about the supreme nature of Krishna. That's what he's saying here. Right? And there's a very interesting connection here that Prabhupada is making with respect to Ishopanishad. Ishopanishad is one of the principal Upanishads, and there's a verse which says, Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tatvam pushan apavruno satyadharmaya drishtaye. I would like one of the devotees to please read this translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read?
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Oh my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yoga Maya. The Brahma Jyoti is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove the glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Satchit Ananda Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is happening here is that Krishna is covered by the Brahma Jyoti. Okay, if I have to show you this. So Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of Krishna. So there is something called as a Brahma Jyoti effulgence of Krishna. Let me just show you this. So something like this. So So if here is Krishna, okay, so Krishna, and so Krishna, so yeah, so Krishna here, so Krishna here, okay. So there's a light that is emanating from him, okay. This light is called as the Brahma Jyoti. That is the impersonal light, okay. That's called as a Brahma Jyoti. So what happens is, for an ordinary observer, they won't be able to see Krishna because of his effulgence which is coming out of him. So to see his Krishna, to see Krishna, to see his form, so the devotee here in this Ishopanishad mantra is praying that Krishna, please reveal yourself. So, please remove this light so that I can see you. It's like that. Okay, I hope you are able to see my screen. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad Pranam. So that is, Krishna is present in Sachidananda Vigraha, but so many impersonalists are able to see only Brahma Jyoti. That means so unless Lord reveals, he will not be seen. Unless Lord reveals his Brahma Jyoti, we will not be able to see him. That's what this mantra says. Hiranmayena Patrena. So the Brahma Jyoti covering of the internal potency, please remove this so that I can see your Sachidananda Vigraha. That's what it basically means. So here Prabhupada is commenting and saying that the Supreme Lord is covered by the internal potency of Brahma Jyoti, and the less intelligent impersonalist cannot see Supreme on this account. Why is Prabhupada saying impersonalists are less intelligent? Because Krishna already said that, right? He says, Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam Abuddhayaha. Avajananti Abuddhayaha. Means those people who are less intelligent, who say that Krishna is, before he was impersonal, now he has become personal, they are less intelligent people. So therefore Prabhupada is saying they are less intelligent impersonalists that cannot see it because of Krishna's internal potency of Brahma Jyoti is covering them. So, and then there is this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Can anybody volunteer to read this translation? This is a nice verse from 10.14.7. This is a prayer of Lord Brahma.
May I,
Yes,
Prabhuji?
go ahead, please read.
Am I permitted?
Please go ahead, yes.
Hare Krishna. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. Learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world or even the planets, but still they are able to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. See, what happens is Krishna, because of his internal potency, we cannot understand Krishna. By his internal potency, we will not be able to understand Krishna. Even though scientists may advance so much that they are able to count all the planets and even all the atoms in the planets also, they will not be able to understand Krishna. Even if Krishna is present in front of them also, they cannot understand, Krishna. Right? So that's what it is said here. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, this is a very nice word. So, who would like to read this?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani matu vedana kaschana. Translation: O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, this is a very nice verse where Krishna is saying, I know everything in the past, I know everything in the present, I know everything that's going to happen in the future. But nobody knows me. It's a very, very powerful statement. Nobody knows Krishna. Mam tu vedana kaschana. So Krishna, actually it is that, Krishna also doesn't know about himself. How great is Krishna? Krishna doesn't know himself how great he is. So that is the greatness of God. That is God, right? And ordinary people can never understand who is Krishna, what is his greatness, etc. And unless Krishna reveals himself. So Krishna is mercifully revealing himself in this chapter number 7, knowledge of the absolute, who he is. Because he is revealing himself, we are able to understand who Krishna is. And there's an interesting comment here. Prabhupada writes that unless one is liberated from the material contamination, one cannot know past, present, and future. Knowing the past, present, and future is also called as Trikalagnya. Trikalagnya means, Trikala, that's the past tense, present tense, and future tense. Only those people who are completely liberated from material contamination, which is Krishna, who is completely untouched of material contamination, can know about the past or present and future. Otherwise, it is not possible for anybody to understand Krishna. So he clearly knows, okay, when he's telling to Arjuna, come fight this war, he knows what is going to happen in the future. He knows what is the past. He knows the past tense of every living entity. Right? He knows everything about us. Krishna knows everything about us. He knows everything about our present. He knows everything about our past, everything about our future. He knows everything because he's a super soul now. He's present in everybody's heart. So naturally he sees everything. So everything is happening in front of him only. Right? So that is the greatness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? So here there's a nice connection also. He said in the beginning, we said, right? Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tvattvataha. That means out of millions or thousands of people, hardly one knows in truth. One knows Krishna in truth. So even the liberated souls also cannot say that I know Krishna. The confusion happens when we see that there are some saintly people who are trying to comment about Krishna, that okay, Krishna is not supreme or something like that. We can't even take their statements authoritatively because Krishna is saying even they may be liberated. Let us say they are liberated. Even if they are liberated, they don't know Krishna. There is nobody who knows Krishna. Then how can anybody comment about Krishna except himself? Mam tu vedana kaschana. Nobody can comment about Krishna except himself. So the spiritual master can comment because he is a bona fide spiritual master, because he is a pure devotee of Krishna. Because he is a pure devotee of Krishna, he is a favorite of Krishna and Krishna likes him very much. Therefore, he reveals himself to that devotee, but not to anybody else. Nobody else can speculate about Krishna. So anybody who is just saying something about Krishna, we should completely ignore it. Because here Krishna is saying nobody knows about me. It's just, we can just safely ignore whatever they're saying. Because they have no idea who is Krishna. Let's go to the next verse. Who wants to read this?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Ichha dvesha samuttena dvandvamokena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Translation: O saint of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arisen from desire and hate. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So this is very important. Krishna speaks about it a lot of times. What is this? Dvandva. Ichha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata. All the living entities are born out of this duality. Ichha and dvesha. There are some things that we like. There are some things which we hate. Right? That is a thing for everybody. So as long as we have this kind of materialistic mentality of liking something and hating something, we can never understand Krishna. Right? Because we are already trapped, we are already in illusion. Sarva bhutani sammoham. Everybody is an illusion. Right? See here it says Icha, Dvesha means desire and hate. Samuttena arises from. Dvandva of duality, mohena by the illusion, bharata. Bharata means ocean of Bharata. Sarva bhutani, all living entities, sammoham into delusion, sarge while taking birth, yanti parantapa. So what it basically means is that all living entities are born into delusion, and they are bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate. And in such a state, we can never understand who is Krishna. So that means by our independent individual attempts, we can never reach Krishna. This is a very important point. If we have to reach Krishna, we need a bridge. What is that bridge? Can anybody say what is that bridge?
Faith and
Hare
surrender.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Prabhuji, it's a spiritual master or Gurudev
Spiritual master or the Guru. Yeah, why the spiritual master?
because they know more than us about Krishna and they can guide us, to the Krishna or to the path of Krishna.
Yeah, because like they are not, because the spiritual master is not in delusion, right? We are in delusion. Krishna is saying every living entity is in delusion. He is not specially saying, okay, some people are in delusion, some are not. He's saying every living entity is in delusion. And those who are not in delusion is the bona fide spiritual master, is it not? Bona fide spiritual master is the one who is not in delusion. Om ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya. Right? So he is not in delusion. So when we take the shelter of such a person who is not in delusion, he can bring us out of this delusion. He can bring us out of this delusion and confusion. By our independent attempts, we cannot even understand who is Krishna, first of all. Forget about understanding about Krishna. We cannot even know Krishna. Forget about going back to home, back to Godhead. See, only when we have 100% knowledge of Krishna, when we are 100% Krishna conscious, we can go back to Godhead. We cannot go back to Godhead with delusion, isn't it? Can anybody in delusion go back to Godhead? Not possible, right? So we have to take shelter of such exalted spiritual master, who is not in that delusion. The spiritual master is Uttamadhikari, right? Spiritual master doesn't think like this is my wife, this is my house, I am the master, like this. This is how a living entity thinks here. It is given, right? So we think like this is my wife, this is my child, this is my family, I'm the master, I'm the husband, like this is all delusion. But a spiritual master doesn't think like that. Spiritual master sees everybody, Krishna in everybody, right? He's Uttamadhikari. He's a pure devotee. Now, what is the qualification for worshipping Krishna? That is there any qualification?
Nothing.
There's no qualification. Anybody can worship Krishna. But there are some people who are not able to worship Krishna. Why they are not able to worship Krishna, we will see that. Okay? Let's see. Who would like to read this?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yesam panta gatam papam jananam punya karmanam tentanta moha nirmukta bhajante mam tridavratha.
You can read the synonyms also.
Persons who have acted piously in the previous life and in this life, and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, are freed from the dualities and delusions, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Hare Krishna.
So who can serve Krishna with Drudha Let's try to break this down and understand this step by step. Esham means whose. Tu, but. Antagatam, completely eradicated. Papam, sin. Jananam, of the persons. Punya, pious. Karmanam, whose pious previous activities. They. Dvandva, of duality. Moha, delusion. Nirmuktaha, free from. Bhajante, engage in devotional service. Mam, to me. Drudhavrataha, with determination. So what basically this means is people who have acted piously in the previous lives and in this life and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated are freed from the dualities of delusion and they engage themselves in my service with determination. So this differentiates those people who engage in Krishna consciousness, that is in the service of Krishna with determination, and those who are not able to, or those who are not willing to, both. The only thing that is stopping us from completely serving Krishna with determination is, what is it? It's written here. What is that?
Delusion and duality.
Yes. And what is the root cause of the delusion and duality?
Ajnanam.
Yeah, there's a root. There is a root for that also here. What is that main thing which is stopping us from surrendering to Krishna?
False ego, Prabhuji.
No. Something within this.
Desires
Something
and
which is within.
previous activities.
Yeah, something which is mentioned within this, that there is something which is lacking,
Previous
which is stopping us.
activity.
What is a previous activity? Yeah, that's right. You're almost close.
Sinful activities.
Sinful activities. So, papam. So, to the extent of sinful activities that we may have done in the past, okay, that is the only thing that stops us from going to Krishna and nothing else. Okay, if for those who have acted very piously, who are very, very pious, okay, who have no sinful activities at all, or whose sinful activities are completely eradicated, they engage in Krishna's service with determination. So it is like a litmus test for us. I mean, so long as we are not able to fix ourselves in determination serving Krishna, we should not feel shy to say that, I'm a sinful person, right? And that's what Krishna is saying. I mean, sinful people cannot come to Krishna, right? You see, there's so many stories like, Shishupala, all the stories, all the people who take the side against Krishna, they are obviously very sinful. And those who are completely surrendered to Krishna, they are like completely free from sin. And those who are in between are in between. It's like that. Okay. So there is a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. I'll tell you one story. There's a very nice verse in the Bhagavatam. So we are talking about Krishna associating with Krishna, isn't it? But there were some people who were closely associating with Krishna, right? And Srimad Bhagavatam takes a note of that. This is coming in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 12th chapter. So what happened was, Krishna is playing with some children, right? So, and how is he playing with these children? It says, Ittam satam brahma sukhanubhutya dasyam gatanam paradaivatena maya shritanam naradarakena shakam vijahruho kritapunya punja. This is a story from Srimad Bhagavatam, where how Krishna and his childhood friends were playing together. They used to be playing all the different kinds of games. Can you imagine? Children are playing in Vrindavan. They are going on a picnic every day morning when, in the morning, Yashoda will pack nice lunch for them. And all the mothers of the other boys will be packing lunch, and they'll be packing. And they will all take their buffalo bugle with them. And they will take all the cows for grazing. They'll come to the Govardhan hill. They will all assemble there. And they will start playing different kinds of games. And what kinds of games they were playing? It is described there. All these boys are trying to imitate the voice of the cuckoo. Sometimes they are running after the flying birds. Sometimes they are, pulling the tail of these monkeys. And they're trying to catch the frogs, right? And they're dancing with the peacocks, right? And they were jumping with the frogs, scaring the monkeys. They were playing with Krishna, right? Who is Krishna? We're talking about Krishna. Krishna is saying, ordinary people, ordinary living entities are all in delusion. They can never understand me. Nobody knows me. Including the great sages, all the demigods, nobody knows Krishna. But that Krishna, who is the source of this Brahman, where Jnanis want to merge into that effulgence, that Brahma Jyoti, and Krishna is the source of that effulgence. He is dancing with his boys. He's playing with his boys. He's playing Coco, Kabaddi, tug of war, playing with them. Now tell me, if you compare this verse, we were saying Tesham tu antargatam papam, Jaranam punya karmani. So how much punya these people would have done? These children. Have they done a little bit of punya or a lot of it? What do you think?
Lifetimes of punya, Prabhuji.
Lots and lots.
And lots.
Lifetimes.
Lifetime. Life after lifetime.
So that's why
Many
that
lifetimes.
how much punya, I mean, you can just imagine how much punya they must have done, right? That's why the verse says Krita punya punja. Krita punya punja means they have accumulated the results of pious activities life after life. They've done so many pious activities that you cannot even count. So much pious activities they have done that they are able to associate with Krishna like this today, and they are playing with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? So we don't have to wait until all our sinful reactions are going. So actually the medicine is, what is the interesting thing about Krishna consciousness is the treatment and the result is the same. Okay, the treatment, I mean, the result of worshipping Krishna is that we will get a attraction for chanting the holy names of Krishna. We'll be always remembering Krishna. And the process of getting attraction towards chanting is to do what?
Chanting.
Chanting itself. So the only difference is we are chanting it in a mechanical way, but in a way that we may not be having a taste in the beginning, which will convert into taste for Krishna, taste for chanting the names of Krishna. So in the beginning, we may not be like, naturally feeling like doing devotional service, but we do sadhana bhakti, we take it like a medicine, but the medicine itself becomes so pleasant later that we feel like, only doing that. So that is how this is. So that means if we have to eradicate all our sinful reactions, there's no other process that we have to take to, right? No, we should not think that, okay, here it says, these cowherd boys have done so much of punya, and those who are sinful cannot come to Krishna. Okay, let me do something. Let me go and take a bath in different holy rivers of the country. That's not required. All we have to do is the same process. We have to do the same Navavidha Bhakti. Chanting, hearing about Krishna, chanting the names of Krishna. This is the same thing that we have to do. And then we will become completely eradicated from the dualities. And all our sinful activities will be eradicated. And then we can also become Drudavrata. We can also be able to worship Krishna with complete determination. Right? That's what it basically means. Anybody has any questions or anything that you want to add to this? Okay.
Prabhuji, may I just add one thing? When
Yes,
we were
please.
reading the previous verse, I just got recalled that I had read this Ichha Dvesha Samuthena somewhere.
Yes.
And it happens to be that Ichha and Dvesha is a component of the Kshetra. We've learned it in the Kshetra Kshetrajna. So it is a part of our unmanifested state, Prabhuji. So naturally it is Ichha and Dvesha. We are born with it.
Yeah, because it's a part of the kshetra, it's a part of our body.
Yeah, it's a part of
Body
our
has
body.
nice connection. Yes, Mataji, 13th chapter.
I just recalled it and I just wanted to share, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for sharing. Hare Krishna. So now, let us continue and see who takes shelter of Krishna, or who should take the shelter of Krishna, and what is the quality of those people who take shelter of Krishna. I mean, what is the purpose of this Krishna consciousness? Why are we doing this? And who does this? What is their qualification? Those who take complete shelter of Krishna, what is their qualification? We will understand in this verse. Yes. Who wants to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Bhagavad Gita 7.29. Jaramarana mama sritya yedanti te brahma tadvyuduhu krishna madhyatmam karma chakhilam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ji, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Intelligent persons who are enduring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So let's go through this purport also. The first paragraph. Anybody can read this purport, please? First paragraph.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Birth, death, old age, and diseases affect this material body, but not the spiritual body. There is no birth, death, old age, and disease for the spiritual body, so no one attains a spiritual body, becomes one of the associates of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engages in eternal devotional service, is really liberated. Aham Brahmasmi, I am spirit. It is said that one should understand that he is Brahman, spirit soul. This Brahman conception of life is also in devotional service, as described in this verse. The pure devotees are transcendentally situated on Brahman platform, and they know everything about transcendental activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So what are the four problems of material existence?
Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi.
Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. That is in English. What do you call them?
Birth, death,
Birth,
old
death,
age,
old
and
age.
disease.
Birth, death, old age, and
Death, old
disease.
age, and disease.
So these are the main four problems, right? Which are unsolved problems of life. We are trying to solve all kinds of problems, but nobody has solution for these four problems, right? But Krishna is saying those who are very intelligent, they set out to solve this problem of Jara Marana Mokshaya. That means from, liberation from old age and death. Jara Marana Mokshaya. Getting liberated from this difficult condition of old age and death. Mam Ashritya Yatantiye. The devotees take shelter of me. And then Krishna is saying, Te Brahma Tatvidu Krishna. They are actually Brahman. They are Brahman. Right? When the verse, when it says Aham Brahmasmi, when we are in our false ego, when we try to surrender to anybody other than Krishna, when we do not understand what our position is, that we are the soul, then we can, Aham Brahmasmi doesn't make any sense. Aham Brahmasmi is applicable for those devotees, those pure devotees, who know their constitutional position and who have taken shelter of Krishna. That's why Krishna is saying, Te Brahma Tat Vidu Krishnam. For example, even Ravana can say, Aham Brahmasmi. Right? So if Ravana says, Aham Brahmasmi, we'll say that, don't think you are Aham Brahmasmi, don't think you are Brahma. We'll say like that, isn't it? Don't be so egoistic. So Ravana saying Aham Brahmasmi doesn't make any sense. Right? Aham Brahmasmi means it's a devotional state. That means I am the spirit soul. I am part and parcel of the Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. Right? And then whatever activities that this devotee does, adhyatmam karma chakilam. And the activities, whatever the pure devotee does, are spiritual activities. They are entirely spiritual activities. Right? And here it is said, we are trying to summarize the entire 7th chapter now. And there are pure devotees and impure devotees. There are impure devotees who are engaging in transcendental service of the Krishna. But these same impure devotees, when they get the grace of the Lord, they become fully Krishna conscious and they come to the stage of Brahman realization also. So that means even those people who come to Krishna out of some impure thoughts also, like, I want some money or something like that, Artho Artharthi Jignasi, are still better than the demigod worshippers, because these four kinds of impure devotees have a chance to become completely self-realized and they can go back to Godhead. Right? But those who are engaging in the demigod worship, they do not have that opportunity to realize Brahman nor to become Krishna conscious unless they get in touch with the devotees. So that is one important point that we have to understand here. And therefore, it is said those who are engaged in the form worshipping the form of Archa of the Lord, or those who are engaged in the meditation on the Lord simply for liberation from material bondage, also know by the grace of the Lord the purpose of Brahman, Adibhuta, as explained by the Lord in the next chapter. That means there are different type of people who come to Krishna, and there are some people who come to Krishna by meditation practice, or those who simply want liberation from material bondage. They also, that is Jara Marana Mokshaya, those people also understand about Brahman. Okay, we'll see the next verse, which is the conclusive verse of this chapter, 7.30. Who wants to read this last verse?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read it?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Text 30. Sadhibhutadidevam mam sadhiyagnan cha ye viduha prayana kale picha mam te vidhur yukta chetasaha. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada teacher. Those in full consciousness of me, who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Now this is a very nice link, okay? This question is going to trigger another question to Arjuna. Arjuna is going to ask a very interesting question, which will form the entire chapter of 8th chapter. Okay, only one question Arjuna is going to ask based on this shloka, and Krishna is going to reveal something very important. Right? Krishna hinted something here, saying that even at the time of death, those who are those who are in full consciousness of me, even at the time of death also they will remember me and come back to me. So Arjuna will ask this specifically. So can you tell me a little bit more about how to remember you at the time of death, and what happens to somebody who remembers you at the time of death? And that forms the complete theme for the next chapter, chapter number 8. Right? So, yeah. So in simple words, we have to understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, He is the governing principle of the material manifestation. In other words, whatever material nature that we are seeing, Prakriti and Maya, the three gunas, are under the control of Krishna. Material nature is under the control of Krishna. The demigods, the Lord of the demigods is Krishna. And all the methods of sacrifice are for the pleasure of Krishna. So those who understand this, they will be able to remember Krishna at the time of death, but not those who cannot completely accept this. They will not be able to remember Krishna at the time of death. And the result of not remembering Krishna at the time of death is also explained in the next chapter. In simple words, what happens if you don't remember Krishna at the time of death? What's the loss? Is that a big loss or it's not?
You lose the chance to go to Godhead. So you have to take birth as per your karma.
Yeah.
Rebirths and then loads of rebirths.
We'll have to get into that. I mean, we'll have to be in that, we'll be stuck in the loop again. We'll not get liberation from that Jara Marana Mokshaya. That loop of old age, death, birth, death, old age, disease. We cannot exit that without remembering Krishna at the time of death. So it is necessary to accept, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's a very important point. And in this, so if you have to summarize the 7th chapter, what did we learn in 7th chapter? Very interesting concepts, isn't it? So first, Krishna spoke about the importance of hearing, right? How we have to hear from devotees, right? So Krishna is saying you have to hear. When Krishna says hear, for Arjuna it was Krishna who is speaking. But what about all the others who are not in the battlefield? Obviously, it means hear from the pure devotees. Hear from the pure devotees. Hearing from the pure devotees is going to cause us to get liberation. And then Krishna is, and we also heard that Krishna reveals himself, and he is revealing himself. And after knowing this knowledge, there's nothing to be knowing. And how rare it is to be knowing Krishna. because nobody knows Krishna. There may be thousands of people who are trying to get perfection, some of them who are already perfected, but nobody knows Krishna. And we saw this wonderful concept of how Krishna's external energies versus his marginal energy. Okay, so tell me now, are we external energy or are we marginal energy?
We are marginal energy, Prabhuji.
Yes, we are marginal energy. External energy is the material nature. Okay, this one, separated material energy. Bhinna prakriti rashtata. Okay, and there are two natures, right? That is Kshetra and Kshetrajna, right? These two natures are there, right? That is the external energy, which is Bahya Shakti, and the marginal energy, Jiva. And Jiva, and that is Jiva and Maya, right? These two are there, right? So in the combination of this, only the whole world is there. But what we have to understand is Krishna is beyond Jiva and Maya. Krishna is the source of both. And there is no truth superior to Krishna. Krishna has explained that. And he has explained this very nice verses where Krishna explains how he is the taste of water, light of the sun and moon, how he is Om in the Vedic mantras, and all of that, strength of the strong, etc., etc. And these are the verses we spoke about Maya, the three modes of material nature. So what is the conclusion? Krishna is under the control of the three modes of material nature, or three modes of material nature are under the control of Krishna?
Three modes of material nature are under the control of Krishna.
And if we have to cross these three modes of material nature, what is it that we have to do?
Worship Krishna, surrender to Krishna, devotional service.
Yes. The divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered to me can easily cross beyond it. And there are four types of people who don't surrender to Krishna. Who are they? Right.
Artha, and Nyasu.
Don't surrender. Don't surrender. Muda, Naradama, Maya, Prahita, and
Asurim Bhava. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Foolish people, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion and who have taken atheistic nature of demons, don't surrender to Krishna. And there are four kinds of pious people who surrender to Krishna or begin rendering devotional service to Krishna. Who they are?
The distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and one who's searching for knowledge.
Yes.
About Krishna.
Who is the example for distressed?
Distressed is Gajendra and this one, Draupadi.
Okay, desire
Draupadi
of
and
wealth.
Gajendra.
Desire of wealth.
Dhruv Maharaj.
The inquisitive, who is the example for
Parikshit Maharaj and Saunaka Muni.
Saunaka Rishi. Okay.
Saunaka Rishi.
And then who is searching for the knowledge of the absolute? Example?
Kumaras, the four Kumaras. Right. Four Kumaras.
Right. And then Krishna continues to explain that these four of them are called impure devotees. They are not pure devotees. And slowly, with complete knowledge, they will become pure devotees. In the association of pure devotees, they will become pure devotees gradually. And Krishna spoke about demigod worship. So what was Krishna's conclusion? Krishna is saying, it's okay, you can continue to worship demigods. So what did he say? What did he say about demigod worship?
Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of demigods. The worshippers of demigods are less intelligent, and all the benedictions given by the demigods are through Krishna, and it is only Krishna who can directly give benedictions to people.
Yeah. Krishna doesn't say directly don't worship demigods. He says those who worship will not come to me. That's all he says simply. If you want the ultimate supreme planet, you have to worship me, is what he says. And whatever benedictions that they are getting is also given through Krishna only.
Right? And they're temporary.
And they're temporary. He gives only temporary benefits to those who indirectly approach him through the demigods. Ultimately, the worship is anyways going to Krishna only, but they get temporary benefits and they stay back in the material world. And what about those people who say that um, Krishna was impersonal before and now he has become a person? Are they very intelligent?
They are
They are
but
foolish and they can never
they are
approach
foolish.
Krishna. They are foolish people and can never approach Krishna, get the
Yeah.
devotion of Krishna.
Yeah, they're unintelligent people, right? Who think that Krishna was impersonal before. And Krishna continues to say that, see, to the foolish people, see, like that's what Krishna is saying here. There are a couple of categories of people, Krishna said. 4 categories of people who do not surrender to Krishna, and the demigod worshippers, and the impersonalists. All of them, he said that they are all foolish. And his conclusion is, I will never manifest to the foolish people and unintelligent people. And I will continue to delude them by internal potency and they will never know who I am. Like that. Yeah, so in one stroke, he has covered everything, right? And then he says that he understands the past, present, and future, everything. And all the living entities are in delusion. And only those who have acted piously in the previous lives and those whose sinful actions are completely eradicated, they can engage themselves in service of Krishna with determination. And what was the example we spoke about this? What is the example of those people who have accumulated a lot of pious activities
The
who were able to
cowherd
ascend
boys,
Krishna?
the cowherd
Cowherd
boys,
boys.
the
The
gopis,
cowherd boys of
the
Vrindavana.
gopis.
Cowherd boys of Vrindavana who were playing, different sports with Krishna. And Krishna was ready to, see, this is very wonderful connection, huh? Because this is Kartik month, right? Kartik month reminds us of Vrindavan, all the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan. So all the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, like Krishna stealing butter, playing with his friends, every day grazing his cows, all of them are, very relevant in this month. Very nice. So yeah, they are all very pious people, because impious people, they don't feel like coming to Krishna, first of all. Yeah, that's what Krishna says. And who comes to Krishna? Like, yeah, this one. Intelligent people who want to get liberation from old age and death. Right? Intelligent people who want liberation from old age and death, they take refuge in Krishna. And ultimately, he says that those who are in full consciousness of me, who know me, Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of the methods of sacrifice, can know me, the Supreme Personality of God, even at the time of death. Yeah, so that's about it, devotees. So, do you see something very wonderful out of this? This chapter is absolutely very nice. How many of you loved this chapter?
It's
Right?
completely nectarian.
It's nectarian, no? It's nice.
Yes.
And what is still nectarian is Prabhupada translation. How many of you are able to release this translation? Right? Prabhupada's translation and purports are so clear and so nice, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Very
As you read, you come to know the sweetness in those, and every time it, what do you call it, connects you somewhere, Prabhuji, which you were not connected before, and then you get so excited and so happy.
Yeah.
The 7 chapters complete knowledge, Prabhuji. You don't need to know more anything. Once you understand this chapter, you've understood everything.
Yeah, that's what he said in the beginning. If you know this, you got everything. That's it. There's nothing beyond to know anything beyond this. Right?
Complete in itself.
Yeah. And it just keeps getting better and better. 8th chapter gets better than 7th chapter. 9th becomes still better and still better and still better. That's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So we'll stop here. What we'll do is we'll sing Damodarashtakam. And if there's anybody who wants to show lamps, can show the lamps. We will sing Damodarashtakam together. So let me share my screen. So those of you who are new to this Damodarashtakam, let me explain. Damodara refers to the Leela of Yashoda tying Krishna near his belly. Dama means rope, Udara means stomach. Yashoda has tied the Supreme Lord. Actually, he cannot be tied, isn't it? He is tying all of us in karma, that is Krishna, but he never gets tied. But because of the love of Yashoda, he is accepting to tie himself, right? That is the beauty of this pastime. So this month is called as Damodara Masa because this pastime happened now. All these pastimes, sweet, wonderful pastimes happened in this Kartik month. So including this Damodara pastime. So let us begin. Who would like to recite this? Is there anybody who is planning to show lamps? Maybe next time you can show. If anybody is ready, I'll spotlight you. Otherwise, next class you can be ready. That's next class is Thursday evening. Let's bring some ghee lamps, all of us, and we will show ghee lamps to Krishna. Okay? Yeah. So this is called as this is from Padma Purana. This is called Damodar Ashtakam. It has got 8 shlokas, and it is written by Satyavrata Muni. The meaning is also very beautiful and very pure, and we'll discuss it in some occasion. Yeah. Any takers for reading this, singing this?
Prabhuji, the first two stanzas I will do, Prabhuji.
Okay, sure. Who will sing the next?
The next I will.
If we sing together, no Prabhu, it will be little noisy. It's better.
Okay.
Better.
Prabhuji, I can sing.
Okay. So one Mataji said first 2 shlokas. After that, maybe 2 we will give chance like that. Okay. Okay. First 2, please start, Mataji. Somebody wants to sing.
Yes, Prabhuji. Namamishwaram Sachitanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabiyolukaladavamanam Paramrishtramatyantato Drutya Gopya Rudantam Muhurnetra Yugmam Nijantam Karambojayugmena Shantakanetram Muhusvashakam Patrirekanka Stitagraivam Damodaram Bhaktibhadam.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Yeah. Who wants to continue to the next 2 verses?
Prabhuji, may I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
It has to be Prabhuji from
Iti Driksvalilabhir.
Okay, Prabhuji. Iti Driksvalilabhirananda kunde Svaghosham nimajjantam akshapayantam Tadyeshu tagyeshu bhaktirjitatvam Punah premutashtam shatavriti vande. Should I continue, Prabhuji? Or?
Yeah, next one also. 2 verses.
Pavriti vande varam dev moksham na mokshivadim va nachanyam videham vireshadapiha idam teva purnath gopala balam sada me manasya kimanya sada me manasya virata ke manye.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And who wanted to read the next 2?
May
I can read, Prabhuji.
May I recite?
Okay, let's do one thing. I think we have one shloka each, one verse, so that four devotees can sing, right? Yeah.
Fifth one, stanza.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nilai Ritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya Muhuschumbitam bimba raktatharam me Manasya virastam alam lakshalabhi.
Yeah, next.
May I, Prabhuji?
Go ahead. One of you, please. Yeah.
Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukha Jalabdimagnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batanu Grahanesha Mamajnya Medakshi Drishya
Kuverambujam mat murtaiva yatvat त्वया मोचितौ भक्ति भाजौ कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकं मे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहो मे स्थिते दामोदरे हरे कृष्ण थैंक यू
Last verse.
नमस्तेऽस्तु दाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिदाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायात विश्वास्य दाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीया प्रियायै नमोऽनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपम् लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्राजमनम् यशोदाभियोलोकलादवमानम् परामृष्टमत्यन्तदोत्थृत्य गोप्य हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. Now we are coming to the last part. There is something that I said I will tell today. What was that?
How grastas can become Paramhansas.
Yeah, how can Grihasthas become Paramahamsas? How many of you are interested in knowing that?
I'm
Yesterday,
interested.
yes. So, yes, very nice. So, yesterday, we had our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. He is in Chennai right now, and he gave a class at 8:30 or 9 p.m. And he gave a class on Kartik month and different pastimes. And towards the end, Guru Maharaj asked anybody has any questions. And nobody asked any question. But then he recollected and he said, yesterday someone asked me how to become a Paramahamsa. Right? And I was like, yeah, this is the answer that we are waiting for. Right? So he said, Jayapatak Swami Maharaj, he said, Prabhupada said that every Grihastha must become a Paramahamsa. Every Grihastha devotee must become Paramahamsa. He said in 1973 London lecture. Now the point is, what is the meaning of Paramahamsa, or how can one become Paramahamsa? He said in simple words, he said this, that if you remember Krishna always, then you are a Paramahamsa. Is that clear? So how to become a Paramahamsa?
Yes, Prabhuji.
How to become a
Become
Paramahamsa?
mad after Krishna.
Always remember Krishna.
Remember.
We should always remember Krishna.
Yes,
If you
Prabhuji.
can remember Krishna 24/7, then we can become a Paramahamsa. That's what it basically means. That means we have to uh, design our lifestyle, or our sadhana, everything in such a way that we can remember Krishna all the time. Okay? Okay, wonderful. So we'll stop here. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.